Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Man, I'm back in town. I've been traveling a little bit, and I'm super excited to be able to talk with you. Have so many different ideas to share, but let's just jump right into it. So today's quote of the day on the Daily Mastermind mobile app is, "Silence is the ultimate weapon of power." Let me say that again. Silence is the ultimate weapon of power. I love that quote because I think it's really difficult for people nowadays to be able to sit in silence or to be able to listen more than they speak. We're so busy going and going and going. I really believe that your true inner power, unleashing your true greatness, will happen the more you learn to utilize this powerful thing called silence. Anyway, so that's my thought on the quote. But this week, we are going to be highlighting prosperity pillar number 9, which is I am committed to lifelong learning. It's a great topic to talk about, being that I just came back from our Nashville event where we had a 3-day summit with all kinds of thought leaders and experts in business and financial education, investing. Boy, I got so many things to share with you, but I love this one because lifelong learning is something that I've always done, I've always enjoyed. I know many of you, and it can be at your detriment at times because many of you have become professional students. So we're going to talk a little bit about this because most of you are experts at learning, but I want to talk to you today about applying knowledge, right? Because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. And most of you have become really good at learning. I know I have myself. But as I've gotten older and as I've had more businesses and business experience, I've started to apply my learning more specific, right? Because learning is not just studying or acquiring, your knowledge that you don't currently have. It's about applying what you get and learning and using what you're acquiring for knowledge. So I want to suggest something to you, and I've thought a little bit about this, but I believe if you'll take a minute and you will consciously tie what you're learning to some objective in your life. I know sometimes we try to learn in areas we need, but I'm talking about something that will help you to create the life you were meant to live. And in an area that you believe will help you, whether it's your relationships, your business, your investing, and if you'll learn to tie your knowledge directly to that objective, it'll help maintain your motivation and your inspiration for learning. And so it's really, really important that you remember that, like I said before, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So you have to tie the application to the knowledge you're acquiring, right? So let's just talk about this for a second, because let me remind you, the only way that you're going to grow and you're going to create your life is to change your beliefs, your limiting beliefs, right? Your belief is the only thing that's really holding you back from going to the next level. And the only way you do this is to create new experiences, right? You operate outside your comfort zone and you create new experiences which increase your beliefs. And you can only do this by applying new knowledge to try things or just trying new experiences, and you will learn from those new experiences outside your comfort zone. And so this is what's going to help you learn and grow and develop, because you're creating and growing and changing your beliefs with these new experiences. So I really believe that the action of learning is really most developed through applying new knowledge or gaining new experience, okay? So if you get used to that application and focused on the application rather than the actual knowledge, then you're going to get way more accomplished in your life. Many of us are so busy trying to make sure we have everything figured out that we're not just out there, failing 5 times faster. Learning, saying yes, figuring it out, and learning through the process. You need to learn through the process. So I want you to start focusing your learning on areas that you know will help you create your best life. Like, for example, have you developed, and sometimes the learning that you need is this awareness of personal development, but have you developed and identified your unique talent? And then in your area of strength and unique talent, have you gone deep into that with your knowledge and your learning? What about your immediate and long-term goals of your company? If you're trying to get a blog off the ground, if you're trying to get a newsletter, if you're trying to write, get the learning going in that area, because you know that will affect your ultimate goals. Find an area that you know you can see some immediate improvement on, as well as long-term, financial success or increase in your relationships or your business, and apply knowledge in those areas. But here's my suggestion: don't dabble. Most people dabble. They don't really learn and drive deep. They dabble in things. Get specific with what your intent is. Start creating results in your business, your personal life, and your relationships. Learn in areas that you know will create results that you're looking for. Not things that are easy, not things that are simple, not things that are obvious. Dig deep. Be very specific with what you're going to learn. And I want to remind you also, because some of you maybe feel that your habits and your patterns are already established. I want to remind you that at any age, you can learn and develop new skills. You can learn and develop new patterns. That whole concept I talk a lot about of neuroplasticity. It's a scientific fact that the neurons that fire together wire together. When you apply knowledge and you repetitively hammer that in, you're going to create new, patterns for learning, new habits, new knowledge, right? So start learning and start creating your learning as a habit through your daily rituals. Now, examples of what I do, for example, for learning every day, I actually tie my learning into areas that I know will motivate me, things that will inspire me and educate me also in areas for my business. So I listen to podcasts, I read books. I'm always picking up 2 or 3 or 4 new books. I mean, I'm not a cover-to-cover guy, but I jump in and out of it, and I have about every book out there because I'm learning through reading, through audios, through videos, email newsletters. I surround myself with people I can learn from. And most importantly, I dedicate a specific amount of time to learning because I know that it's going to be both beneficial for me to learn the knowledge, but also to get the motivation and inspiration. That's a reason why I use podcasts and audios and videos a lot, because I can get the emotion behind the learning as well. So also find the best method or resource for you. Is it audio or written words? What types of personalities and speakers do you resonate with? You might not resonate with the massive in-your-face rah-rah. You might like the more logical, but also mix it up a little bit. What personalities work for you? And what time of day is best for you? Are you more apt to learn in the mornings or the evenings? Be conscious of what works best for you. Don't try to cram it into a time when you're just going to go through the motions. And very specifically block out time. I'm telling you that if you will find knowledge that you can apply, then blocking out the time is not a waste of time. Don't feel guilty about spending time reading or listening to podcasts or, multitasking, right? Learn in areas you can apply. And, I'll give you a great example. When I got ready to start sharing knowledge that I felt would motivate me, my kids, my partners, my associates, and I wanted to do a podcast, I went really deep into it. I learned what to do, how to do it. I downloaded the top podcasts. I found the people that were the best at it. And I gained every possible thing I could, and then I started applying it, and I put it in my schedule, and I put it in my calendar. And that's how I came up with the Daily Mastermind podcast. And now the Daily Mastermind podcast has not only been something I've learned to do, but it's a daily ritual that motivates and inspires me, helps to give back and have impact, and it's really changed my life. But that's something I couldn't have done if I hadn't applied that learning and that deep understanding of going deep into an area that I know I can apply. So remember, learn to tie some objective that you can gauge some results in your life with to your learning, and I think it'll help to motivate you a lot more. I'm looking forward to talking with you this week about learning and education. I've got a lot of snippets and clips from our Nashville event on investing and business and masterminds, and lots of different personalities and individuals, from taxes to just everything. So I hope you'll join me. I appreciate you listening today. I hope I've given you some ideas and some strategies and things that you can use, maybe even just inspired you a little bit more to do some learning. But go to the Daily Mastermind mobile app, download it. It's free. Everything's on there is free. I hope that'll help you as well with some different audios and meditation or whatever it is that you can help bring out your best life. So that's my message for today. Looking forward to this week highlighting prosperity pillar number 9. I'm committed to lifelong learning. And my name is George Wright III. I've been your host for the Daily Mastermind. Have an amazing day.